Hello everyone, welcome back to Brain Power Classes. This is our part 3 of class 11 Geography, chapter number 4 Climatic Regions. In the previous part, we studied the low latitude climatic regions. Now, let's move ahead and understand the mid latitude regions. In this part, we will study three important climatic regions. First is Mediterranean climate, second is China type climate or humid subtropical climate, and third one is marine West European type climate. So, without wasting time, let's understand each one point by point in simple language. So, first one you can see in mid latitude region. First one is Mediterranean climate. So, see both the graphs of Perth, Australia, and second one is Rome, Italy, and based on that we will be answering the questions here given below. So first question is name the months of highest rainfall. So observe both Perth, Australia, and Rome, Italy. So our first question is name the months of highest rainfall. So Perth receives the highest rainfall in June, while Rome receives the highest rainfall in the month of November. Second question is name the months of lowest temperature. In Perth, the lowest temperature is recorded in July, while in Rome, the lowest temperature is recorded in January. Third question is are the answers to 1 and 2 same? So answer is no. The answers are not the same. The months of the highest rainfall is different from the month of the lowest temperature in both places. Question 4 is are the months of rainfall same in both the places? If not, why? So are the months of rainfall same? So answer is no. The rainfall months are not the same. Perth is in southern hemisphere while Rome is in northern hemisphere. Therefore, their season occur at different times of the year and resulting in different rainfall patterns. This is the reason answer. Fifth question is what could be the factors which influences the climate of a place? So the climate of these places is influenced by their latitude, pressure conditions, and wind system. Perth and Rome have hot, dry summers and mild, wet winters. High pressure during summers causes dry conditions, while westerly winds in winter bring rainfall. And sixth question is what difference do you find in the previous and these graphs? So these graphs show a Mediterranean type of climate with hot, dry summer and mild, wet winters. This is different from low latitude climates where temperatures remain high for most of the year. Winter rainfall is an important feature of the Mediterranean climate. And seventh question is write a concluding statement about the climate of both the places. Now we have discussed 1 to 5 6 questions. Observe the both the graphs carefully and answer. So answer should include what should include the Perth and Rome have a Mediterranean type of climate and with dry summers and wet winters. Perth receives its highest rainfall in June, while Rome receives the highest rainfall in November. And the temperatures are highest during summer, lowest during winter. And the main difference is that Perth seasons occur opposite to those of Rome because they are located in different hemisphere. So this you can write in seventh question. Now we will take geographical explanation. The most important feature of this climate is its summer and winter conditions. Here, summers are long, warm, and dry, while winters are mild and wet. This is different from the low latitude climates that we studied earlier, where temperatures remain high throughout the year. Mediterranean regions have moderate climate. Now, one very important point for exams is rainfall mainly occurs in winter. Why? During summer, this region is under the influence of subtropical high pressure. During winter, westerly winds become dominant and bring moisture. Therefore, we get dry summers and wet winters in Mediterranean climate. Now, temperature and rainfall. During winter, temperature is around 10 degrees Celsius to 14 degrees Celsius. Summers are warm and dry with temperatures around 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. Summers are generally quite sunny and diurnal range of temperature is also high here. and the annual rainfall is around 500 to 1000 mm, mainly during winter season. Distribution: the climate is generally found on the western coastal areas between 30 degree north and 30 degree and 40-degree north and south latitudes. Important regions include Central California, borders of the Mediterranean Sea, Cape Town in South Africa, southern and southwestern Australia, Central Chile. What is the vegetation here? The natural vegetation is generally scrub. Forests are also found in some areas. The leaves of these plants are generally evergreen, hard, thick, leathery, and small. At higher altitudes, coniferous vegetation is found. In areas receiving low rainfall, grass is common. Agriculture and other activities such as important crop include wheat, olives, grapes, vegetables, citrus fruits. Animal husbandry is also practiced here. The favorable climate also supports tourism and cinema industries, particularly in California. So, students, just remember one thing here, one point here. Mediterranean climate is dry summer plus wet winter means Mediterranean climate. Now, second is China type climate or humid subtropical climate. Now observe both the graphs here of Brisbane, Australia figure 4.7a, Shanghai, China 4.7b. After observing, based on that, we will be answering these questions. First question is name the months of highest and lowest rainfall. So in you can see in Brisbane the highest rainfall occurs in February while the lowest rainfall occurs in September, and in Shanghai you can see the highest rainfall occurs in June while the lowest rainfall occurs in December. Second question is name the months of highest and lowest temperatures, relate them with rainfall months. So you can see in Brisbane the highest temperature occurs in January and the lowest in July. Rainfall is highest in February while January also receives high rainfall. And in Shanghai you can see the highest temperature occurs in July and the lowest in January. Rainfall is highest in June and lowest in December. So both the places the highest rainfall occurs around the warmer months, but the exact months are different. Third question is, are the months of rainfall same in both the places? If not, why? So the climate of the main thing is, are the months of rainfall same in both the places? The answer is no. The months of rainfall are not the same. Brisbane is in the southern hemisphere while Shanghai is in the northern hemisphere. Therefore, their seasons occur at different times of the year and their locations near the sea also influence the rainfall. This is the answer of this. Question number 4 is what could be the factors which influence the climate of these places? So, the climate of Brisbane and Shanghai is influenced by their latitude, location near the sea, ocean currents, winds, and seasonal changes. And in Brisbane is close to the Pacific Ocean, which reduces extreme temperature changes. Shanghai is also located near the East China Sea and the Pacific Ocean, which influences its temperature and rainfall. Fifth question is what difference do you find in the previous and this graph? So the main difference we can say is that the Mediterranean climate is generally found in the western sides of continents, while the China type of climate is found on the eastern sides. So Mediterranean region mainly receives winter rainfall, whereas the China types receives rainfall throughout the year. Our last question is write a concluding statement about the climate of both the places. So both Brisbane and Shanghai receives rainfall throughout the year, and their climate is influenced by their location near the sea and seasonal winds. Also, Brisbane has a relatively moderate temperature, while Shanghai has hot summers and cool winters. Overall, we can say is कि both places have warm climates with sufficient rainfall throughout the year. You can write this in this. Now let's move to the geographical explanation. There is One important difference between Mediterranean and China type climate. So, Mediterranean climate is generally found on the western margins of continents, while China type climate is found on the eastern part of continents, approximately in the same latitudes. Another important difference is rainfall. In the Mediterranean climate, rainfall is mainly concentrated in winter, but in the China type climate, rainfall occurs throughout the year. Both regions receive some winter moisture from cyclonic storms, but during summer, China type climate receives rainfall mainly through convectional showers. This region can also experience tropical storms. Now, distribution. So, the climate is found mainly on the western coast between 20° and 40° north and south latitudes. It occurs in southeastern USA, southeastern South America, coastal southeastern Africa, eastern Australia, eastern Asia from South China to southern Japan, and Easter Island in Chile. Temperature and rainfall. The warmest months have temperatures above 10 degrees Celsius. The coldest months have temperature between 0 degree and 18 degrees Celsius. Summers are hot and humid, somewhat similar to tropical conditions. Frost can occur during winter. Rainfall occurs throughout the year and ranges from around 600 to 2500 mm. Rainfall generally decreases towards the interior. During summer, here humid onshore winds bring moisture. During winter, storms contribute to rainfall. If we talk about vegetation, the natural vegetation includes here mixed forests, some grasslands, pine trees at higher altitudes. Agriculture, like major crops are rice, wheat, corn, cotton, tobacco, sugarcane, and citrus fruits. So, in this, just one thing remember is कि China type climate, eastern coast, and rainfall throughout the year, and hot humid summer is China type climate. It has characteristics like it is on eastern coast, it has rainfall throughout the year, and hot humid summer. Our next mid latitude region, third type, is marine west European type climate. In this, observe both the maps. First is of Portland, USA, figure 4.A, and second is of Melbourne, Australia, figure 4.2B. So, our first question is, in which months do you find temperature is the lowest? So, the lowest temperature is recorded in January in Portland, you can see, and in Melbourne, Australia, it is in July. Question 2 is, in which months is the precipitation the lowest? So, in Portland, USA, precipitation occurs in July, and in Melbourne, it occurs in February. Third question is, what are the highest values of precipitation? In Portland, the highest precipitation is in December with about 162 mm, approx 162 mm, and in Melbourne, the highest precipitation is in October with about 71 mm. Fourth question is, name the months with no precipitation at all. So there is no month without precipitation in either Portland or Melbourne. Both places receive rainfall throughout the year. Question 5 is, write a concluding paragraph about this climatic region. So you can write is कि marine west European climate is found between about 40 and 65-degree latitudes along the western coast of continents, and it is influenced by sea, warm ocean currents, and prevailing winds. It has cool summers and mild winters. Rainfall occurs throughout the year, making it generally moist climatic regions. So let's go with the geographical explanation. So this climate is influenced strongly by two things. First is proximity to the sea and prevailing ocean onshore winds. Because of this, the climate remains temperate. The annual range of temperature is relatively small. One important reason for mild winters is the influence of warm ocean currents. For example, we can say is कि the North Atlantic drift brings warm tropical waters towards the coastal areas of Europe. This helps keeps the winters relatively mild. Now, distribution. The climate is mainly found on the western parts of the continents between 45° and 65° north and south latitudes. And important regions: Western USA and Canada, Southern Alaska, Southern Chile, Southern Eastern Australia, New Zealand, Western Europe. Temperature and rainfall. Summers are mild to cool with temperatures around 20 degrees Celsius. Winter's temperature is around 5 degrees Celsius. Rainfall occurs throughout the year and is around 500 to 2500 mm. The regions generally experience heavy cloud cover, high humidity, drizzle, fog, frost. Because these regions are on the western coast, they are strongly influenced by westerlies. Warm ocean currents also influence the coastal areas. Now, natural vegetation here, what type of vegetation is found here? Natural vegetation includes short green grass throughout the year. Some trees shed their leaves during the winter. Coniferous forests are also found here. Agriculture and occupations like important activities include the cultivation of wheat, rye, pastures and grazing animals are also important here because these regions are close to the sea. Coastal fisheries are also important activity here. So, so students, let's quickly revise today's three climates: Mediterranean climate, western coast, dry summer, wet winter; China type climate, eastern coast, rainfall throughout the year, hot, humid summer; Marine West European climate, western coast, mild temperature, rainfall throughout the year, and westerlies. Sorry, these three differences are very important from an exam point of view. So make surely you remember them clearly. In next part, we will see high altitude and very high altitude. So till then, thank you everyone. Keep learning and keep growing with brain power classes. See you in next video.